Willkommen bei elektrische Norwegian. Das ist ein Voyah frei. Welcome to the electric Norwegian. This time with a Voyah free. I just had to do that in German. Voyah is owned by Dongfeng Group, which is huge, so they have plenty of cash behind them. This is a big ass SUV, and kind of in the same vein as the Honqi, and also the BYD tang, sort of the same thing. I'm not entirely certain of the dimensions of this, but this is a car that, unlike the Tesla Model Y, which is sort of feels relatively compact, this doesn't. This feels every bit as big as it is. And there's a huge bonnet in the front there, so it's sort of difficult to, oh my word, how we're going to place this thing. I've already driven it out of the venue of the dealership, and that was slightly scary. I mean, look at this interior and the seats and the leather quality, and it's raining today, as you can hear. So we're going to have some quite interesting consumption numbers, I guess. We since I picked up the car, we ran 34.7 watt-hours per kilometer, so a bit like my van, only more comfortable and more quiet. I'm really interested in comparing this, of course, to the Honqi and also to the Bid, because they sort of do the same thing. This is slightly reminiscent of a Maserati, but the interior is more like a Honqi really than a BYD tang, but we'll get to that. But where the Honqi EHS9 sort of is big and look at me and get out of my way peasant kind of front, and the way the car stop it, God, it's beeping and dinging and donging because I got the cruise control and the lane keep going. This more narrows and shrinks and looks a bit like a Maserati and a bit more sporty and angry and cool at the front. It's quite as dominant, maybe. As it's raining outside, we'll just take the walk through and walk around inside. As I've already mentioned, the design, I think it does look a little bit like a Maserati in the front, particularly, and it gives it a lightness. And also, I do love this deep blue color. Kind of reminiscent of the one I had on the Honqi, actually. It also comes in a great deal of colors, green and probably lots of other different colors as well. The boot is huge, but not bigger than I first thought. There's no well in this one though, so that's a loss, but I think it'll be fine. You can also put the seats down if you need more space. They have a frunk under this huge bonnet, not nearly as big as it could have been, but it's there, and it's actually not that bad size for all sorts of small things. Of course, it's a lid under a lid, which is a bit silly, but that's how they're not alone in doing that. The rear seats are great. If I'd lifted this front seat, I'd probably get my feet under it as well and sat even better. You sit very comfortable back there. If you're gonna nitpick, you can nitpick on the fact that the lid of the cup holder is maybe a little bit cheap feeling, but that's a lid you're either gonna keep closed or you're gonna keep open anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The rest of it feels, the leather covered surfaces feels good. They're mostly padded. Okay, it's a bit of a shallow padding, but it's there, and it doesn't feel. There's nothing in here that actually feels particularly cheap. The aluminium look-alike aluminium in the driver's area. Okay, clearly isn't aluminium, but what is? The buttons have a quality touch and feedback, and also the stalks. They look nice and they feel nice. The climate controls are run with buttons, which is nice and welcome. There's plenty of space here. They have actually they have gone for this two-tier solution when it comes to storage, and in the front that works fine. Good big door pocket. The button for the only button I've found so far, apart from for opening of the trunk, is the hatch. It's either on the door, the driver's door, in the door pocket, or on the key fob. Instruments good, easy to read, and they can change. And it also has, it also has night vision, so part of the instrument cluster, as you can see, it turns into camera. I'm sure that works brilliantly. I have to try that later. And the rest of the user interface on the infotainment looks and feels very much like the one in the Honqi, which I think it actually is the same. I'm not going to say it 100%, but they look the same, and they're sort of the same way around them, and that's fine. It works out quite nice actually. And also the front seats have massage function, that's always nice. I must say the interior looks good, surfaces feel good, and sure, if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb you'll find some mistakes, but you always do that. And for the price, I think it's well worth its money. I really do. Except for I would like to have more reach on the steering wheel. It could go a little bit further towards me, and also maybe a slightly different angle to it. But that's a bagatelle, the way it is, a little thing. A car that has a push button on the steering wheel to play, pause your music. And just as I said up here, so a few others have, but far too often you have to lean forward to the screen. I know it's not a big issue for anyone. I play pause it up to this video, so I noticed. And it's a nice thing to have in general, if just two people in the car and you're chatting and you know how it is. If you're not, unless you of course you just have a radio on, but anyway. Even the performance, this thing it's quick, but it's not too quick, and it's kind of linear with the more input you give it, the faster it gets. So now we're on the motorway. Yes, I need a new mic. I know. I've actually ordered one, and I've ordered the right stuff for the GoPro, so it's gonna be better. There's a bit of tire noise, particularly maybe from the rear tires, but it's not bad at all. Far from it. We're doing quite decent speed, and this is absolutely, it's not dead silent in there, but it's relatively quiet, and they've kept the noise of the tires. So it's there, but it's subdued, and it's not tiring at all. Consumption numbers 272 watt hours, so they're not low, they're not super high either, but alright, fair game. We're at 54%, so we actually will be able to come out of this with maybe 20% left. Just have to wait and see, I guess. The adaptive cruise is it's a little bit aggressive on the braking, but it is apart from that it's okay. The lane keep is actually pretty alright. That's doing a good job so far. Good morning, everybody. This is a great car, and actually 300 kilometers is doable in this one. I did 200 and something last night, so you can get close, and that was on a dreadfully, atrociously bad day. Rain. Today is much better. Doesn't rain, so yeah. It's the only drawbacks of this thing, really. Charge curve is flat. It could have doubled the charge. It's supposed to do 120 kilowatt. It does. I only got 90, but it was flat at 90, so that was okay. But it's such a big battery pack that this will take too much time. It's quiet and really, really, really wonderfully comfortable, particularly on the motorway. Just and all that power, and the four-wheel drive is just so sure-footed. It's really fantastic. It has the same problems that all cars do with air suspension over bridge joints and small things like that, but negligible. The Dyno Audio sound system, I gave it a lot of praise in the Bidhan, and I stand by that. And in here it doesn't seem to deliver quite as good. I don't know why. I've been trying to fiddle with a little bit with the equalizer once I found it on the passenger screen, but no. And also it is a tow hitch, or it can be had with a tow hitch, and can tow 2 tons, which is actually pretty good. So the range of this, I would imagine, is somewhere between 250 and 350, maybe 400, at least on a summer day. It's supposed to do 500. So of course on a summer day with Norwegian speed limits, you probably get closer to 500, maybe 450 at least. Is it worth 73,000 euros? Well, well, that's a subjective thing. But it definitely, the levels of comfort here, and the finish and the fit and the materials and the size of the thing, actually. It has a big boot, and it has a frunk too. It's not big, but it's not big. It's big enough for what you need it to. And the switch panel for the HVAC is really nice to use. Voyah is, like I mentioned, owned by Dongfeng, which means it has. Dongfeng makes around 3 million cars a year, so they're about the size of somewhere between Ford and BMW. Huge. If I was BMW, I would be worried, because they don't have the scale. See with all the Chinese cars, they deliver. They deliver cars, they don't deliver promises of 50 different models. It's quite on the BYD Tang. It's maybe not quite on the comfort levels of the Honqi, but that's marginal. I don't want to call that one. Also, the night vision functionality is very good to have when you're out on the countryside and in the darkness with the animals and stuff. The lights here are, the low beam is good, the high beam is not so good. It's slightly crappy, to be honest. So yeah, so then I haven't ever tested night vision before. It was very nice, very fun experience. The only downside, I think, is the steering wheel should have been able to be placed a little bit more towards me, a bit higher maybe, a bit different angles. It's slightly bossy as it is, but it's not a big issue. It's a very, very tiny nitpick, but I can nitpick at a car this expensive. Also, it has a great turning circle, this thing does. Unlike the battleship that is the Model Y, which is fun because the Model Y is a lot smaller than this. I'm sure storage wise it's about the same, but that has to do with packaging. And also, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, a software thing, or just dataset training, but the autopilot, ProPilot, lane keep stuff just isn't good enough. It's okay, but it's not more than okay, and at this price range you should be able to ask for more. It sort of bothers you and slightly ping-pongs, and it's just, no. Should have been better. Sound system, it's good, it's not bad, far from it actually, it's very good, but I don't know if it's quite on the level of the Boommaster. I think also the Honqi had a better sound system once they got all the amps and everything up and going properly, because it sounded fantastic last time I drove it. It was proper, everything was just properly there, the bass and all the instruments and the mids and the highs. It's not bad here either though, so I'm not, and sound is subjective, as is everything else, including design. I love this color interior with the blue accents and the matching the exterior color, and also the light brown seats. I see there've been some discoloring on the driver's seat already, but I guess, yeah, blame the dealership, I don't know. But if you want a big SUV that can hold a lot of stuff, and you don't need the longest range in the entire world, and you can, you're happy with the you can stomach the price, and you think the Honqi is a bit too much in your face, then definitely I can check out the Voyah 3. It's just fabulous, really. So I think that's really all for today. Thank you to Sulland for lending me the car, and thanks to you for watching, and I do hope you like, comment, and maybe hopefully subscribe, because I know a lot of you see the videos, you don't subscribe, and it would have been nice to have some more subscribers. But do take care out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.